Hello, this is Cooking Simplified with JJ Evans, and today we're doing homemade lasagna from scratch. I've already started the process here. If you'll come a little closer, babe, with the camera. I have our ground turkey, and it is a spicy ground turkey that I just have here, and I've already started cooking it in 2 tablespoons of oil. I have 2 medium onions completely diced, and I have 4 cloves of garlic in here. And I've just been sauteing this for about 7 minutes. You just want to make sure it's nice and brown and caramelized. And I think we're almost there. In the meantime, while this has been cooking, I went ahead and preheated our oven to 375. And as you can see here, we have what makes our sauce. We have our crushed tomatoes. So you have a 28-ounce can, which is 1 pound of crushed tomatoes. You have tomato sauce, which is a 15-ounce. You just need 2 15-ounce cans of tomato sauce, and you need a 12-ounce can of tomato paste. And that is going to start the base of our sauce. Once our meat stops cooking, we're going to go ahead and add all our tomatoes and all our additional spices and everything else to it. And over here, I have our ricotta cheese and 1 egg that I've cracked in here. And I'm just going to add a little salt and a little pepper and go ahead and mix that up. And you can add just a big tablespoon of salt and a big tablespoon of pepper. But this lasagna, it's super easy because there's no noodles to boil. We just have the oven ready lasagna noodles and they're good to go. These are like between $1 to $2 at the store. And then of course we have mozzarella cheese. I have 4 cups here, and I have another 4 cups over here, so I have 8 altogether. I like it cheesy. And everything came from Publix and Walmart's. So I did a mixture of shopping and switched it up this week. I know normally I would say, oh, I went to Kroger and I did this. No, I've been trying to mix it up. I've been using my app, Flip, to go to the store, and I got some better deals at Walmart and at Publix on certain things, so I decided to go over there. So you'd be very proud of me. So as you can see, this is the consistency that you're trying to get with your lovely ricotta. So we're just going to put this in the fridge. You don't want to leave this sitting out for too long because it has raw egg in there. And in the meantime, I'm going to give my sauce a go over here after I stir my meat. You'll bring the camera a little closer, that way they can see me drop each ingredient in as far as the tomatoes. So to this, since our meat is completely cooked through, we're going to go ahead and add the 28-ounce can of crushed tomatoes. We're just going to make sure we get all the tomatoes out the can. And you don't want to waste anything that's in here. Start adding the tomato sauce. And do the same, of course, scrape all the sauce out of the can. You don't want to leave anything behind. We want this to be as saucy as possible. We're going to pour the other can of tomato sauce in. Stack that for just a second. Now we're going to add in our lovely 12-ounce of tomato paste. Now if you don't want to do 12 ounces, you can just get, the smaller cans, just 2 6-ounce cans. That still equals out to 12. And like the good thing about this is when you buy canned items, they don't cost as much. And you're not having to do any chopping as far as the tomatoes. Some people like to actually get fresh tomatoes and puree them in a food processor, but who has time for that in this day and age? I'm like, with the demands of work and kids and everything else, this is just the quickest way to get lasagna on the table now. So as you see, we've got our sauce, crushed tomatoes, tomato paste in here. And this is I'm going to add half a cup of water to this. I'm going to go ahead and cut this down to low heat for the time being. And I'm gonna go ahead and add a big tablespoon of garlic powder. Let me go ahead and close that. I'm going to add a tablespoon of our Lowry seasoning salt. Everything tastes so much better with Lowry's in it. I have fennel seed. I'm going to use just about maybe a teaspoon of the fennel seed. If you want to add a tablespoon, that's perfectly fine. Like, it just adds a little bit of zip to the sauce. Then I'm going to add a little bit of ground red pepper, and I'm just going to do just a little baby teaspoon of this. You don't want to add too much heat. Unless you like spice, then you can add as much spice as you would like. Then we have our crushed red pepper. We're just going to add a little bit, just a few shakes. We're going to add our oregano. With our oregano, just a teaspoon. We're adding our onion powder, same thing, teaspoon. We're adding in our basil, teaspoon as well. We're adding in our Italian seasoning, teaspoon as well, so that. And we're just gonna add in 2 teaspoons of sugar. I know that sounds crazy, but it's perfectly fine when you're building a sauce. It's the same when they make sauce and jar it already pre-made at the store. They already added the sugar to it, so it's quite normal. Some people think it's strange. I don't think it's strange because a lot of times the sugar is already in there. We just don't know it. Okay. 1 second. So there we have it. 2 teaspoons of sugar. In the meantime, I'm just going to give this a quick stir. Make sure all the ingredients are mixed together. Big old clump in here with my ground turkey, so I'm just gonna take the spatula and just run it back through real quick. Now I'm going to increase the heat. What you could do, you could let this simmer for about 30 minutes if you have time. If you don't have time, then I would suggest turning the heat up to about medium. And I'm just gonna put the lid on here. It's perfectly fine. If not, let me turn it halfway back down. And I'm gonna let this cook for about maybe like 2-3 minutes. So that way it gives it time to go ahead and blend the flavors together. But if you do have the time, take advantage, let it simmer for 30 minutes. And then go ahead and start building your lasagna. As you see here, I have an aluminum pan because a casserole dish is way too small when you do a lasagna, and when you go to put it in the oven, a 13x9 with all the layering of the lasagna and the sauce and the cheeses, it's gonna splatter everywhere in the oven and it's gonna be a hot mess. I've done this from experience and it's not pretty. So I'm just gonna let you know that much. So I'm going to turn this off in just a second. I'm going to go ahead and put this down on the counter since I have layering of sauces and cheeses to do over here in just a second. I have my noodles ready to go. I have extra just in case. I normally do 2 packs of the oven ready noodles because it makes life so much easier. That way if I do run out, I got extra. If I have too many, I'd rather have too many than not enough. So our sauce is ready to go. I'm going to grab our ricotta mixture out of the fridge. I'm going to grab my spoon here. We're just going to take some of the sauce out and just drizzle it along the bottom half of the pan. Why you put sauce sauce on the bottom, it's to keep the noodles from sticking directly to the bottom of the pan. That and everyone loves sauce coating all of the noodles whenever you are making lasagna, so it just makes sense. Some people find it weird. I'm like, it's perfectly fine when you're doing a lasagna. Even with Stouffer's, they put sauce on the bottom. Okay, so now we're gonna go into the fun part, our noodles. So as you can see, it's a thin sheet because people always wonder, is it gonna cook properly? Trust me, these will cook just fine. If you'll bring the camera inside the pan so they can see a little bit better, you just line them up just like this. Some people do it long ways. I do mine from a side angle and I just kind of overlay them. It's perfectly fine. The additional ones, I'm gonna just sit on top of the lid. I'm like, I've already pre-washed it. It's perfectly fine. I'm just gonna give this a quick stir again. And we're just gonna go ahead and start the layering process with our ricotta cheese. Ooh, hold on. That is not what I want to happen right now. And basically we'll just hold the noodles, spread the cheese. This one wants to be a little pest today. And like if you want more ricotta cheese, you can do 2 containers. I'm like, normally I just do a thin layer because I'm like, it's okay. But I'm like, if you want to go in, please be my guest and go to the store and get 2 containers of ricotta cheese. Just add 2 egg yolks to them and do the salt and pepper. Okay. Let me add a little bit more cheese. Now, like this wants to be a pest day. Normally, I could get these to lay like they're supposed to. I'm gonna go ahead and add some of my mozzarella cheese to the top of this. And it's not about perfection. Just know when you're making lasagna, it does not have to be perfect because the noodles will expand. They are dry and they're oven ready, but they will expand to the size that you need this to be. I'm like, right now, I'm not worrying about the bottom layer looking perfect. I'm just worried about getting this done and getting it layered and getting it into the oven in a timely manner. We're gonna add just a dusting of Parmesan cheese. Now, for the fun stuff, we're gonna add more sauce over top of the noodles. We're just gonna grab our sheet noodles and do the same thing again. Except this time I think I'll add a little bit more ricotta to this layer. And as you can see, it's getting easier and easier to build because we already have the blueprint. It's sauce, noodles, ricotta, cheese, sauce, noodles, ricotta, cheese, and so on. Like recently I had my mother-in-law over for dinner and I made this for her and she told me, I said, oh, this is an easy version of lasagna. I was told, oh, well, I have you to do this for me now, which is cute. So I don't mind doing it, but I thought that was adorable. Okay, I'm just gonna add more cheese. And it doesn't matter if you have a thicker grade versus a smaller grade like I have. which I didn't even realize, but it's gonna melt the same. So you don't need to stress over, oh my goodness, I got the wrong size cheese and all that. Some people stress about that. It's okay. And then we're gonna add some more Parmesan. And like, trust and leave, I have more Parmesan if I need it. Alright, well that finishes that. I'm gonna go ahead and add another layer of sauce. Ma'am, how do you feel about the lasagna?
Oh, it's great.
It's my husband filming as usual. It's not the voice of God, I promise you. Just a little bit more sauce in this corner. And I'm gonna add some more of my sheet noodles. See, I'm gonna have to open the new box. But see, that's why you have extra, so you don't have to panic and be, oh, I ran out, oh my goodness. No, you don't need to worry about that. So I'm just gonna grab one out of here and go ahead and pop it into place like a jigsaw. Put that where it needs to go. And we're going to add the last of our ricotta. Man, make sure you scrape the edges, get anything and everything you need out of here. As far as the ricotta cheese, like I said, we're not wasting anything. Like, this is the easiest lasagna you'll ever make. Like I said, the noodles between $1.50 to like $2. Our sauce, everything was canned that went into the sauce. The spices I already had. Canned goods do not cost that much. The biggest expense was the meat and the cheese. I think the meat was like $5, but you can always use another form of ground turkey that isn't spicy by Jenny O, and that is between $3 to $4. Our cheeses, I want to say I spent like $2 per a cheese, but you can always get, you know, the cheaper cheese at Walmart, and that'll work just as fine. So we're just gonna add more cheese. I'm gonna add the remainder of the sauce because I can do that. Babe, do you think I should do one more layer of noodles?
I think so.
You said one more?
I mean, you can if you want.
No, I'll probably just do another layer of cheese.
Okay.
Because right now I don't have any more ricotta, so I'm just going to layer it up with more cheese. You can put as much cheese as you want over the top of the lasagna. Like, if you wanted to, you could have added one more layer if you had extra ricotta, and just layer it up, of course, and put the cheese over top of it, and go ahead and shake a little bit more Parmesan over it and put foil over it. Even though there is 2 of us, trust me, my husband and I will finish this tray this week. There will be no more lasagna, I promise you. One of my coworkers asked me the other day, She said, that looks like a lot of food for 2 people. I said, when your husband works out 5 days a week and looks like a miniature baby Hulk, this is the type of food that I have to make. And since I'm out of my Parmesan cheese, I'm going to grab the smaller container where I put it. I just need to open this real quick. And we're just gonna give this a quick little shake over the top of this. Now, like, trust me, the kitchen is normally not this messy while I'm cooking, but this is what happens after you run to Home Depot getting stuff for the garden. And trying to get some house cleaner for the outside to pressure wash it. So I'm just gonna shake, or you can shake however much Parmesan cheese you want over the top of the lasagna. I'm gonna grab the aluminum foil after I do this, and we're gonna pop this in the oven and cover it with, after we cover it with foil, for 25 minutes and cook that. And then you're gonna pull it back out and take the foil off and let it cook for another 25 minutes. Foil. Preheated to 375. This is covered with foil for the first 25 minutes. Take the foil off and cook it without for another 25. And I will upload photos to my Facebook. Either you can look me up under Jennifer Evans, or you can look me up under JJ Evans on Facebook. And you will be able to see the finished product on there. Again, thank you for stopping by, and I hope you enjoy my lasagna recipe as much as I do. This has been Cooking Simplified with JJ Evans. Have a blessed evening.